don't look at color. No one else on the planet does this. Like, there are Asian, Hispanics, they're all the same color. We're all American, red, white, and blue. This is so silly. Like, who cares if you're Black American or...
Yeah, that's kind of like the point.
I like Popeye's old statement, I am what I am.
Well, that's one of the points I've made, essentially, where people talk about how racist the South is and, like, you know, and how much better it is up north. The fact is, just like, I mean, there's a point that was made by a Black female comedian who said that, you know, the North was so racist, they segregated white folks, because, of course, you hear about Irish towns, you hear about Italian towns, you hear about Greek towns. It's like in the South, it's all white. All those people are called white.
I don't know. So here's what people don't like. Growing up in the Midwest, there was like this like subtle racism that is very insidious is not the right word, but kind of malicious. That is very different from the way that like Northern racism consummates compared to Southern racism. Like in the South, if someone is racist, they'll just tell you, or they'll insult you, or they'll be very kind of somewhat explicit with it with their Confederate flags or whatever. Everyone can assume, whatever. In the North, it's not like that. They will just say passive-aggressive comments to you all on a consistent basis, and then you got to play mental jujitsu to see if this person is actually a racist or if they're just an asshole or if what they're trying to actually say. So like that is the difference between the North and the South, having lived in both, at least from my.
Yeah, no, don't get me wrong. I definitely think there is racism that's a problem in America, but it's like all the people who talk about problems with like America's racism. Well, with all honesty, we've had more exposure to different races than other cultures, and so racist people have been more open to show their true colors in a country where they've, from their point of view, suffered the most from multiculturalism. But I think the best point that I've made, essentially, that America isn't the least racist nation is the fact that Canadians leave their country because they're sick of multiculturalism there. I think that, to me, is the best argument that America is not the least racist country. It's because how is it that America can find more comfortability with some racist people than other countries that are also multicultural, if not more multicultural?
What's your argument? Like, Necro, America is not as racist as people say we are because we can...
I don't think it's the most racist country, but I also don't agree with Mojo, who says that it's the least racist country. And like I said, the reason I think that is because you have Canada, which has pretty good amount of multiculturalism themselves, if not more multiculturalism. And I know of Canadians who leave their country because they're sick of the multiculturalism and come here to America because of it.
Oh, wow.
So how is it? So it doesn't seem to me it seems to me that America is more comfortable with the racist mind. That seems to be evident that America is more comfortable to the racist mind than Canada.
Well, we are a melting pot. It is what it is.
Yeah, I would agree that there's definitely been more integration of other countries. That's why I would disagree with the idea that America is the most racist country, like Hakima will say. Yeah, I definitely contend with that.
Hakima's eyes, don't he?
Oh, I didn't even know Hakima was in the audience. But
Hakima's like, wait.
Natural worldwide auto vibration.
All of like the bangers in the space are in the audience. Hakima, Wallace, Hulky, Matt. What's going on? Everyone's
Chickens.
no, I love Hakima.
Alan
We disagree, but and there's some things I wish he would not support, but I still love the guy. He gave me a thumbs down. Hakima, you make me feel so special.
Akima's respectful. He agrees to disagree respectfully.
Yeah, no, that's definitely true.
I'm usually respectful. I have my moments.
I'm mostly a nice person.
Akima,
I can be an asshole. Not always, but I can.
If y'all miss me, just say that.
I miss you, Hakima.
I miss you, Hakima.
Hey, everybody. Hey, mother.
Hey, what's up, man? Happy Labor Day weekend.
Same to you.
I have been laying, well, this is totally off topic, but I think I'm just going to do a chill weekend. I'm not, everyone wants to do all sorts of things, and I'm I just kind of want to lay on my couch.
I just want to address somebody said in the chat saying we had a black president. Yeah, and it was also the first president where there were conspiracy theories about him not being a legitimate American-born citizen. One where there were conspiracy theories that he was friends, that he was secretly a Muslim, that inviting him to America means inviting Al-Qaeda into America. There's definitely, a lot of racial racism that was presented when Obama became president. So I don't think the idea that America had a black president is really something that works as favorably. I think it's evident that most Americans don't care about race. But to suggest that racism is not a problem because we had a black president, I think is a very weak argument.
So this is going to be controversial, but I do think in the next 20 years when a lot of the old people die, it will be to the benefit of the nation. Because I feel like there's a lot of lingering problems at the upper end of society that will be, what they're passing us will just be better for.
So, Mother, I would contend with that statement mostly because, do you not see how that can have social implications that will be harmful to old people?
I have a racist grandma, so I'm mostly speaking from my perspective of the woman is openly racist, and when she died, I was good riddance. The way that you think is just gone. So I do know what I'm saying is controversial, but I'm mostly projecting from my own experience.
Yeah, but is that something you would want to see, we have, that we stigmatize about elderly people, though? That elderly people are such a drain on society.
That's valid. We're all going to be elderly at some point, but it's not even the financial piece of it. It's the ideological piece of it that I more or less struggle with. I do think elderly people are ideological. They hold the country back in a lot of ways from progressing on societal issues in many aspects. At least that's my perspective. But I'm not even talking about how expensive they are to take care of, which is also true.
Hey, I'm 55. I feel like I'm a bridge for my youngins, and so they don't forget history. A lot of them don't know history. They don't get taught it, so they may likely repeat it.
Slippers, I just saw your comment in the chat. This is the thing with also the concept of racism, right? When you just this is a problem with this app. When you call everything racist, the word loses its value. At a certain point, I used to come on Clubhouse and I was like, oh my God, this person told me that this other person is racist. I can't associate with them. And then I spent more time on this app and I was like, some people on this app will call anything that they don't agree with as racist. And now I can't trust anything that people are saying. And then some people will call me racist because I lied for mass deportations and because I don't like Muslims, which This
Hey, George, you big stupid
outside
dummy.
of that,
You're an anti-Semite,
it's
you're a Jew
really,
hater, punk, you
it is
big
what it is. I
goofball,
have
you big
some
stupid
controversial
dummy.
views on
Look at all the
certain
big
groups,
stupid
and that's
dummies in
totally
your
fine.
room.
I am
Your
entitled
Honor is a big super stupid
Yeah, man,
dummy,
I
bigger
think
than
if
Fred.
anything,
The point is a white guy
that's
pretending to be a
you're
black woman.
Islamophobic, you're not
He's a gay,
racist
he's a gay.
because Islam's a religion.
I will claim that Islamophobic. I will add that to my LinkedIn because I really don't like the culture and the people that fall into Islam, and I would prefer they weren't in the.
Well, I think that also falls under xenophobia.
I'm afraid of all of you, okay? For whole different reasons, but every single one of you I fear. Because I'm a sensitive kind of person. And people, humans, have the ability to do things to me mentally that nothing else on this earth possibly can. So humans as a whole, especially organized groups of humans, scare the ever-living shit out of me. Which is why I respond to all of you with such sarcasm and joviality all the time, because it's easier than going dark and having to deal with repercussions of people and hurt feelings and when people feel othered or anything like that, and what comes from that. People will attack. I don't like being attacked, so I'm cool with everybody. I don't give a shit because none of you, your outer shell means nothing to me about who you are. Nothing. But who you are inside, oh, that speaks volumes.
Hillary,
So you're
Hillary, you don't
think the
think
same.
people are true on here? Is that what you mean? That you think everyone's creating or presenting?
No, I'm talking about in person. I'm talking about here. I'm talking about in person. When I meet somebody, don't care about what they look like whatsoever. I mean, your true cards. Like, I don't think I can be alone with you because you're going to do something. And that goes for somebody who is the president of the United States or somebody who is shining the shoes of somebody on Bourbon Street. You know, the differences there are nothing compared to your economic status, who you are, what you perceive to, or what you show the world. All of that pretense is great. That's fine for you. But when you show me who you are, I will fear the fuck out of it, or I will love, cherish, respect, and protect you. But none of it has to do with your religion or your color of your skin.
Yeah, Hillary, I mean, I just imagine your real life. I'm like, you know, when I'm crying or something like that, you just like tell somebody, so like it's like his neck brother is like, you know, you just come back later, he's having a moment. It's like, yeah, I just needed to start, and you're like, I said he's having a moment. No, leave him alone.
I remember that.
What?
That's hilarious. No, I love you, Necker. I do, and I think that one of the things
Enjoy the day,
that is
Clowns.
hardest
for
on here
John.
for you is
Enjoy the
that
day,
you're
Clowns.
a lot like me, and you see people at face value, and then you realize later that it was a troll, and you get really, it hurts when you spend time and effort, you know, talking with somebody, getting to know somebody, feeling that you know them, that that's your friend or something, and then it comes out, oh no, that was a troll the whole time. Man, fuck you. It's very annoying. But you put your heart on your sleeve, Necker, and I respect that a lot. I got your back, dude.
Yeah, but I mean, as far as
Why? I wouldn't be afraid of you in the least.
oh really?
I know you. I've gotten to know you over the years. That's what I'm saying, is that your outer shell is your outer shell. We're all cursed or blessed with one, and it doesn't really matter what it looks like because very little of that has to do with who we are. Yeah, okay, if you go down to a fundamental psychology of it, yes, if you grew up fat and unattractive, you probably will have a different personality type than if you grew up very privileged and pretty. That's fact, okay? But at the core of it, if you're a good person or you're an evil person, that matters a fuckload more to me than whatever husk you're stuck in.
Yeah, I see John in the chat. So, John, now I feel like you're full of shit. The reason I gave you the $5 that I gave you.
Too late. We've already got the $5, punk.
Wait, hold on. Somebody just said nobody chooses to grow fat. I did not say that somebody chose to grow fat. That's not what I'm saying at all. What I'm saying is your external husk does not matter. Genetically, you could have been predisposition.
Hold on,
Hillary.
Hillary. I need to apologize to John. I moved him down earlier because there's just so many civil wars going on in Clubhouse. I didn't know. So I needed to since I moved him down publicly, I need to apologize publicly.
Civil
John, I'm sorry.
war.
Apparently, you're not one of the list of people that we are supposed to curate the space from. So I'm sorry.
Wait, that's the guy who streams the rooms, right?
I'm blacklisted. Oh, thank God.
Yeah, so, I mean, yeah, John,
Do me a favor.
yeah, I mean, you can up your $5. It makes you happy because I will never get it back. But
I'll give you $5 and then John can owe me the $5. How about that?
Thanks for the $5, Nigro.
oh yeah, trust that John's gonna give me back $5. Yeah, it's like
I've got his back, so I'll give you the $5 and he can just pay me back someday, whatever.
I don't need the $5.
Then the problem solved. Woohoo! See, look at that. I should be president.
You are,
I
but
mean,
you're
I'm
mine.
more
I'm
annoyed at the fact that I gave him I supported him when he is against releasing the Epstein files. So
I'm monitored. I record everything.
I've supported John for many years, and here's why. Have you ever heard? Like, he's actually a very intelligent guy. Have you ever heard him perform? Like, do his improv and all that? There's a few hidden talents on this app that I cannot believe are not on main stage Hollywood, and John's one of them. I mean, he's got the voices, the characters. I mean, he's got it down. He's good. I would literally pay money to subscribe to to do a radio show with him. Like, honestly, I think he's great, and I think that he's from where he lives at. He needs to be over there at Second City or at Groundlings and getting that improv work done because he has the ability to make it big in Hollywood if he ever wanted to take that side step. And I'm a casting director, so I actually know what the fuck I'm talking about in this one particular case.
Have you casted for any big films?
I am right now, and I'm very proud of the work that we're doing.
Send me cash or check.
yeah, so Hillary, I just let you know. In Orange County, so that's probably where the next thing.
That's awesome. That's where Adams.
My behavior? I get trashed.
No, I think it's interesting. I have a friend who is like, Josh the Jedi.
Non-stop. I have to defend it.
Okay.
Josh the
I will
Jedi.
defend myself.
Josh the Jedi.
My behavior?
Yeah.
Foreman.
My behavior? I
Freeman?
get trashed and slandered non-stop. I
No,
will defend myself.
so he's on this app. He's a comedian in real life. I met up with him when I was out in California.
No, I don't. Everybody in this app thinks they're a comedian.
Yeah, he just warned me there's a lot of Republicans in Orange County.
Don't worry, they're not going to try to convert you. Nobody's going to come touch you on your nose.
I don't break
You're
rules,
okay.
so I broke
They won't run up close against you.
I have no
I
choice
mean,
but
I've already
to
been used to it. Like, I grew up in a very, I've always lived in the suburbs, so, of course. But Orange County these days actually has been voting pretty blue. But yeah, historically, they've been pretty Republican.
Your no-nose is crazy.
No, that's cool, man. I don't know if you're good friends with Adams or not, but
I care less. I'll just record it.
yeah.
he'd be a really cool person to hook up with over there.
He blames
Sure,
me
sure.
though. Like, me and him are
Do
good friends,
whatever-
but he
do
blames
whatever
me
you
for
want
being
to do.
perceived as a bully.
We'll make it.
No, Adams is a bully, but I respect that. Honestly, no, look, there's very few people who could do it with this much class and pizzazz as he does. Like, I don't know how to explain it. He's very much got the jazz hands when it comes to reading you, like, from up one side, down the other, and he does it with style. And you've got to respect the game or something like that.
No, I mean, like, to me, I actually try to assure people Adams isn't a bully at all.
Oh, I'm running.
But,
I'm running.
How to be a bully? Somebody teach me. Hakima, how do you be a bully? Wait, no, Monica would know where she got Monica. How do you truly bully somebody? Like, honestly, like, how do you do the mean girl thing when you can actually bully somebody and it counts? Because I make people laugh. I try not to. I try to be mean and forceful, but they just giggle. Somebody teach me. What are the rules?
Yeah, I can teach you.
Like the police.
Tell me why you went to me, because people who bully the bullies are just bullies with a mission statement. They're just bullies, and then they.
I think that's me. No, I just was bullied, so I know what it's like to be bullied. I know what it's like to eventually be able to handle the bullying.
So what are the? So I'm just curious because I've never been able to do it. I've never wanted really to do it. But what do you think makes a bully deep down? But I mean, if I try to like snap back with people, I can't do it. And I'm just curious, what makes it hit differently when a bully does it than, you know?
I think
Like some like 14-year-old kid the other day told me I wasn't cute anymore, and that should hurt. I should not have given a shit what that little kid said. Like, what the fuck? But I did. And it was just the way that she said it. She goes, "Don't blame me because you're not cute anymore." I was just like, bitch.
Yeah, I think you have to be like a complete Sigma if you're going to be a successful bully.
Okay, I am a Gen X. I need you to talk to me in real world.
Hold on, Hillary. You just say, introduce me to your daddy and let's find out.
Do whatever you want to do.
See, this is why Monica has it. I don't.
You don't know what a Sigma is?
Whatever you want to do, baby.
A Sigma male?
I'm assuming Sigma's going to be like, I don't know. No, I know what an alpha male is. I know what a beta male is. You blocked me after that.
It's pretty much an alpha male, or essentially has the same
Richard just said it's a gay male.
No, so it's basically a lone wolf. It's like someone who has the same strengths as an alpha male but refuses to, refuses to.
bully is getting gratification from someone else's pain. So right off the top, the bully is masking something or a lack within their own self. Someone like me, I'm analyzing the bully to see what that pain is, because to even choose to be a bully, that's a chink in your armor as well, because it shows weakness to me. It shows lack, and so I'm analyzing the bully to see what the chink in their armor is, or what pain they're hiding, and how they're getting the validation and the gratification from seeing someone else in pain. And so I'm analyzing them, and intellectually, I will challenge them, and even get down to a psychological point to even make them look at their own selves. So, because I really can't stand bullies, but I prefer to come at them in an intellectual way.
You enjoy what you do.
Your namesake was literally taken down by a bully and lost his life and the life of his wife from a bully from Lagos. So that's interesting that you also are very anti-bully. I'm sorry, that's me a moment there.
I find there to be two types of bullies, though, right? So, like, for instance, I'm telling you, right, there's some kind of internal pain. So, earlier when I said I like to bully the bullies, that's because at one point in time I was bullied before and didn't have someone to check up for me. So, in the future now. Sir Kennedy, your microphone is okay. Somebody else talking. I'll get another mic. Somebody else talking. I'll get another mic. Give me a few minutes. Okay. Because I want to hear what you have to say, but it's a little muffled.
See, I was bullied pretty bad for a minute in high school, but I have a big brother. He's dead now, but he died when he was 19. He's a great guy, and he never let me know that he was standing right behind me when I was getting picked on, but he'd walk up, and then people would immediately shut up. And he never made it known to me that that he's the reason why I wasn't getting messed with anymore, but yeah, it took about one or two times before people were like, you know what, forget it. It's not worth dealing with Chris to mess with Hillary. So people just kind of stopped. And I don't know, I don't really give people a reason to bully me other than I'm nice, and people tend to want to take advantage of what they've had to do in their life. It's just never a good idea to fuck with somebody who's that happy, I guess you could say, or nice, because you just don't fucking know.
So, can you guys hear me clearly? Yes.
Yes, much better.
I love Samsung always does better. All right. So, what I was saying was you are completely correct, Othello. At some point in time, the bully, and really any individual, is doing something based on something they've had to experience, right? So when I admitted earlier that I like to bully the bullies, it's because at one point in time, specifically age 13 and below, I had to deal with bullies. And it wasn't until, I gained some skills and knowledge of self that I learned, and some physicality, I learned how to bully the bullies, right? So that brings me to say this, and I'll land. There's two types of bullies. There's the bully that's defending someone else and their past self, right? They're doing it for a common positive cause. And then there's the book, the number 2 is the bully who just likes to pick on someone that they know is indefensible, right? They know that person is weaker, or they know that person isn't going to pick on someone that might be tougher than you and step your game up.
And I think for me, I love what you said. And I think for me, which means I'm so thankful for my Buddhist journey, because it taught me compassion, and it taught me that even dark spirits can be transformed back into their light selves. And so I had to learn not to be so consumed by wrath and vengeance and bullying the bully to the point where I started taking on that anger and hate in my own heart. You know what I mean? And then I become just like them. So I had to learn the art of war, where they say build your opponent a golden bridge so that they can retreat and not press too hard. And in turn, kind of teach them as well, you know, in your in your dealings with them, so that they can ultimately transform through love and compassion.
Ooh, I like that.
Well, I was bullied heavily in middle school. Fuck bullies. Shout out to the bullies of bullies. I have no compassion for the bully. Fuck the bully. The child bully and the adult bully. Fuck these kids. If I had kids and they were being bullied, yeah, they're going to jiu-jitsu, karate class, something. Because we fucking bullies up.
There's my baby girl. Finally. Where the hell you been? I've been sitting here this whole time waiting for you to jump in.
Girl, I was back here eating lunch. I was eating lunch and listening, and I'm thinking to myself, oh, those girls terrorized me in middle school. Terrorized to the point where I did not go to the local high school. You know, the high school you're supposed to go to? You know, you just
public school, yeah.
Yeah, no. I told my parents, I'll never forget, I said, if you please do not send me to that school. I cannot go through 4 more years of these girls bullying me. I said, if you send me to that school, I'm not going to school. I don't even know how I would have pulled that off. But I had decided I was going to protest. I'm not going to go to that school and be bullied. And God bless my parents. They sacrificed. They sent me to I had to go to a private school in a adjacent neighborhood. They had to come out of pocket something pretty to pay for me to go to that private school. And it was the best 4 years of my life. All right? And I wouldn't trade my high school years for nothing in the world. Thank God for my parents and the sacrifice they made to send me to that school. Because those bullies, those girls tormented me. And on this app, I hate bullies on this app. I hate bullies in the workplace. Fuck bullies. I hope there's a special place in hell. I don't care. If they're kids, I get it, because oftentimes, like someone just noted, the bully, especially as a youth, they're projecting something going on at home. So you pray for those kids. You want them to get help. But by the time they become adults, if they don't have it together, special helps.
I don't like bullies either. And then also, I'm very mindful of Nietzsche. When fighting monsters, be careful not to become one.
See, I hear things like that, and I just got to say this. Right before COVID, I went through a whole thing. You know, I used to make really, really good money. I used to build call centers. So, I don't mean I physically built them. I mean, I would go in after they were built, and I would go train the new people coming in, and I would build up the business for people. And I did really, really well with it. Very, very good at cold call sales and things like that. And then COVID happened, and something interesting happened during that time while I was in the hospital. I made friends with my demons in a way I can't even explain it. It's metaphysical. Can't even explain the transformation I went through. But, yeah, they kept saying, exercise your demons. I went and got us all gym memberships, and we look fantastic. Just saying. I think that when you're dark, you can truly shine with your light. But you got to understand why and how and what your darkness means.
Good Lord, if you only knew.
And only then can you ever really, truly be able to be free and happy of it.
No,
If you only knew. If If you only knew you.
Black.
Puke.
I used to have a bully, and he used to be fat.
Good Lord, if you only knew you.
Why I had to go to gym to study why he's like this.
Good Lord, if you only knew you. Puke.
I never wanted to study what he was, to be honest. I don't know about you.
Yeah, I totally agree with what you guys are saying, and even like with what Othello said, right? You know, with you have to be careful of not becoming exactly what you're fighting against.
Yeah, but
you can see someone.
Yeah, but
I'm in the middle of talking. I'm in the middle of talking. Thank you.
What happens when you look if everything isn't, if everything looks like a nail, you're gonna actually want some. But it's like the facade of people on the street or the area that she was, because everyone said you're gonna die if you go there. They heard of a friend of a friend of a friend of a neighbor who died there.
That's what I was saying. So
why am I being interrupted though? Let me get this thought out, and then you can have the mic, I promise. This goes to people believing other people instead of learning for themselves and experiencing from themselves, and fear. And then some of it is malevolent. Some of it is evil. They want the attention. They want the clout. They're jealous, or they're hungry, or they're ill. And we pay attention to a degree. And then we ignore them, because that's really the best way forward. You don't feed the trolls. Who wanted to opine?
You don't feed the trolls.
We don't need bullies, but something created the bully. I don't know if it's hunger. I don't know if it's parents. Usually, a stepdad, they tend to create bullies. But I'm not here for this. I want to know why we need to feed our enemies. So, just because you're feeding your enemies doesn't mean you like it. No. It means...
Did you say fear or feed?
Feed them.
Thank you.
The enemies. Yeah. So, these little people, you think they can play around with the bullies? Because a bully doesn't become a bully until he sees another bully. That's right. All right. Can we compare to gang members? Because I'm American, right? So I'm sure you got gangs and stuff like that. Why do you think they joined the gang? Is it because the bullies? No, the bullies create the gangs. You get it?
Yeah, that's partially true, but if you understand the history of gangs, there's a reason why it's also red and blue. That was a COINTEL program, and that was actually somewhat created by the government. I'm not even going to go too deep into that. You'd have to go back into the early days of Chicago.
The government tricked black people into
finish
gang
what I'm
violence?
saying? Can I finish what I'm saying? Because I didn't say anything was a trick. I said you have to do some research into the early days of Chicago and New York and why the colors are red and blue to understand the beginning of the Crips and Bloods gang. That's what I said.
Well, it's popcorn style, guys. Welcome to the stage, my friend. I see you interrupting Certainty while he was trying to make a point. You seemed a little flabbergasted, sir.
Yeah, I was surprised to hear that he was saying that the red and blue gang colors were...
No, he was talking about Chicago, my friend. He was talking about Chicago. Not red and blue.
Wait, hold on. Let him finish. Let him finish. Go ahead, my friend.
What was he not talking about the red and blue of the...
No, he was talking about Jim Jones and Jadakiss.
We would all know what I was talking about if I was able to finish. That's the first point. Let's move on to someone else's point. Let's move on to someone else's point. Let's let them finish, and then we'll be able to continue.
Wait, Certainty, did you get a chance to land? Because we can rewind and bring the mic right back to you, sir, so you can have an opportunity to land. Please, go ahead.
No, because I lost my train of thought, and unfortunately, parts of that train of thought was very important to land at home. Plus, it was sponsored by or inspired by Am's submission, and I'm forgetting part of his submission now, so it's not going to make the proper sense. Let's let someone else answer.
Alrighty.
Thank you. So the bully is never the bully. He comes from somewhere. He's been feeding his demons. He's not been studying his demons. He's been feeding it. So that's where the issue starts. But I don't have no kids. But if I ever had a kid, I promise you I would make him into Jadakiss or some shit.
You said Jadakiss twice now. Is he like, was he Thug Life? What is it about Jadakiss that I'm... Is he the pillar of like...
He's the biggest bully.
Gangsters? Like, what's going on?
He's the biggest bully that's been feeding his demons. So we need these bullies. We need them.
Jadakiss is as hard as it gets.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to figure out.
I'm lost right now.
Is he the pillar of like gangster? Okay, I got it. I'm with it now. I'm following.
But it's not cool. Yeah, it's not cool. It's not cool. But we need to study these demons, and we need to become more like Drake. We need to. So the brother said Chicago or some shit, right? I think it's because they don't study the demons. We need to study. We need to become it, and then we can. What's the word to expand? What's that called? Anyways, we need to become bigger than Drake. That's it.
You said we need to become like Drake?
We need to study our demons.
I was with him until he said we need to become more like Drake. No, we need to become more like our fucking selves.
Listen, I knew it was a rap at Jadakiss, but yeah, we've now gone to Drake. Okay, cool. I'm just,
All right, who's the bully?
I'm just going on.
All right, who's the bully? Drake or Jadakiss?
Who has Jadakiss bully in your like in your
If you call it Suge Knight or something like that, we don't understand.
Man, you have me wanting to Google Jadakiss just to see what I've missed. Like, what is he doing out in these streets that has you name dropping him like he is the big bad wolf of...
I know he got personal experiences with him. Jadakiss about to kick his ass one day.
One day, he's a musician. He's a great musician. But what made him become this individual? He had to study the greats. So forget about whoever mentioned Switch, Knight and stuff. No. We need to study the greats. But don't study your demons. Who goes around here study the demons?
Listen, I like Drake, but Drake isn't innocent either. You know, he's a slick bully. Have you seen all of the women that was with other rappers and other celebrities? Have you seen all the women